Chinese consumer confidence reached a record high in the last quarter of 2013. That's according to market research firm Nielsen. Nielsen's latest report shows Chinese consumer confidence index hit 111 points in the fourth quarter of 2013. That's 5 points higher than the same time last year. That means China is now in the number 4 spot among the 60 countries covered by the survey. The report also shows a jump in consumer confidence in China's Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Those cities recorded 8 percentage point and 4 percentage point growth respectively compared with the start of 2013. For more about the Consumer Confidence Survey, we're joined in the studio by Mr. Patrick Dodd, the Managing Director of Nielsen China. Hey there, welcome to our show, Mr. Dodd. Now, Chinese consumers are very upbeat as those results show, even as economic growth moderates. Why?
Thank you very much. When these results came in, it was very exciting for us to go through them and understand them a little deeper. Number one, I want to say, with the economy growing at 7.7%, I just want to keep that in perspective. That is a very, very healthy growth rate, even though it's less than a year ago. And compared to most continents and markets around the world, 7.7 is outpacing most other major economies by 3 or 4 points at minimum. So China is definitely a spotlight as it relates to GDP growth. But people are wondering, why is confidence so high, as GDP is slowing a little bit? And as we look at the overall numbers across the board, as we look at the overall studies, Chinese consumers are seeing their disposable income rise just a little bit faster than GDP. They're seeing their employment rates and their confidence in future employment as also very strong. And finally, that gives them more purchasing power overall. So we're starting to see a very, very confident group of individuals across their money they have today, but also what they're going to have in the future.
So if I'm investing in the Chinese consumption story, what cities could emerge as new consumption hubs and why?
Very interesting in the numbers that we've seen. We saw strength across the board, but in particular we saw very nice jumps in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities overall. These cities are made up of, if you put them together, 250 cities, 112 million households, $5 trillion of spending, and they have higher growth rates in terms of their overall income, their employment levels, and also their costs aren't rising at the same pace as other areas of the country. So we're starting to see them very bullish on actually not only spending today, but also for tomorrow as well.
Yep, that's why a lot of people are moving from the likes of Beijing to cities like
Absolutely.
Hangzhou. So some surveys show that Chinese consumers are less brand loyal. How can companies win over their customers for longer periods of time?
That's a great question. I think for many years, some of the growth here has been fueled by very sharp price points, getting wide distribution of products. But right now, loyalty comes down to trust. And what we're seeing right now is incomes are rising and people are getting much more of an individual taste of things. They're looking for higher quality. So what we are seeing is much more focus on really understanding what kind of quality is being looked for and how to innovate against those in a very special way. So that's what we're seeing right now, is a move up in terms of a little bit more premium product and a different level of quality that everybody's looking for.
And a big focus on health, right?
Absolutely.